Under this standard, we will conquer. That was the original motto on the flag of the Pee Dee Rifles, later the Pee Dee Light Artillery, a flag which has just returned to us from conservation, but which has actually been part of the Relic Room's collection for more than 100 years. The Pee Dee Rifles, originally formed as an infantry unit, later converted over to be a battery of artillery, received their flag in camp at Suffolk, Virginia in 1861. It was presented in behalf of Miss Louisa McIntosh and other ladies of Society Hill, received by Captain D.G. McIntosh with a soldier's pride. This standard would fly on many of the great battlefields of the war as the Pee Dee Artillery served with the Army of Northern Virginia. It would be at 7 Days, 2nd Manassas, Ox Hill, Harper's Ferry, Sharpsburg, Chancellorsville, Fredericksburg, Gettysburg, Spotsylvania, 2nd Cold Harbor. It would actually be at the Battle of Antietam or Sharpsburg, where this flag was central, in the story of young Baxter Rollins, a 16-year-old member of the battery who fell mortally wounded after being struck by a piece of shrapnel in the act of pulling the lanyard on one of the guns. In his badly wounded condition, as the men struggled to move him from under the guns, he told them, "Leave me here, don't carry me to the rear. I know I've got to die. Let me die by my flag." The flag, unlike the unit's cannons, would never be surrendered. At Greensboro, North Carolina, the guidon-bearer, Clark Nettles, escaped with the flag concealed under his clothing and would carry it back to Society Hill and give it to Miss Louisa McIntosh, one of the original donors. It was kept by members of the battery for years, and they would meet underneath this flag on July 21st every year, the unit's founding date, with their families to hold a picnic under the flag and relive old times. When Lieutenant Robert Hepburn died after the war, his casket was draped. Daughter of battery member Joe Brunson recalled that night, "He took this flag from the little tin box, opened its fold, and with broken voice told us of the times when he had seen it flying, and took fresh courage," and of 16-year-old Baxter Rollins. "Then we children went up and were allowed to touch with reverent hands the faded emblem, all the more precious because of its wounds and tatters." Well, unfortunately, that sort of handling did no good for the flag, which was in rough condition when presented to the museum. It would be Joe Brunson himself who brought it and turned it in along with this handwritten note signed First Sergeant Joe Brunson, which details the unit's history. In 1905, he would bring it to Governor Hayward of South Carolina and deliver it to him formally with the words, "Into your hands I give this flag. It has never felt the touch of hostile hands." It was like parting with flesh and blood for this old veteran, wrote his daughter, once orderly sergeant of that gallant command. Well, thanks to the help we've gotten from our flag conservation funds, the flag has returned to the South Carolina Confederate Relic Room and Museum, well conserved, and I'm happy to say it still has never felt the touch of hostile hands.